Hi there, it's Mary from mary.stampingup.net. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Today is another video in the 5 weeks of Christmas videos. This one features the Stampin' Up! Traditional Labels stamp set and coordinating dies. Here are the dies. You'll find this stamp set and the bundle on page 22 of the Stampin' Up! Mini catalogue. This is a really simple card, just using shaded spruce as the main colour and some cherry cobbler and a little bit of blending and white ink splattering. Let's go ahead and get this card made. So let's start with the splattering because it has to dry. So we're starting with the top piece of shaded spruce. I'm going to go ahead and use the shaded spruce Stampin' Up! Ink, and we're going to blend over in shaded spruce with the blending brush on shaded spruce. So we're using tone on tone, and the reason I'm doing that is simply because I just want a little bit more depth in the card. You could leave it plain if you want to. I just think it gives a little bit more interest to the card and brings out that fabulous shaded spruce colour, which is so perfect if you are going with a traditional sort of, red and green Christmas, if that's your thing. You can do this in another colour. I'm just liking shaded spruce at the moment. So don't worry too much if you've got a few little splotches on there, because to be fair, it doesn't really show when you're going tone on tone, but it really does make a difference. I can see if I can show you. That's the back of the card that hasn't been blended, and I'll just put a little bit more on there, and that's one that has. There is a definite difference. It might not show up on this video, but you can definitely see it when you've done the blending. Alright, so that was one of our Stampin' Up! Blending brushes, by the way, obviously. Right, so now we're going to do a little bit of splattering with white ink. So I'm bringing in an old Stampin' block, my little bit of my Whisper white ink, the refill, putting a little bit of it onto the block there, not too much. This is going to get a little bit messy. And the way I do this is I use one of our very old aqua painters, and it's got some water in there, and I only use it when I'm doing splattering like this. So I have got a little bit of water on there, and I'll be able to tell. So all I'm doing, it's highly technical, I'm just splattering the ink on here. And I'm trying not to get it too close, so just splatter it down like that. So it just gives, the illusion of some snow. And go as much as you like or as little as you like. Now, because we have put that ink underneath this, I think it brings out the white even better, personally. That's what I think anyway. So you can get carried away here. So I'm going to stop myself right now, put this out of the way so I don't make a mess anywhere, and set that away to dry. I have actually got one prepared that I did earlier. I'll just wipe my glass mat down a little bit here, so I've got a clean surface. So I have got one that I done earlier, because this does take a little bit. Sorry about the squeaking noises. Just want to get my glass mat clean and dry. Over there. Here's one I did earlier. I got a few streaks on it, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to be covering it anyway. So let's go ahead and do some stamping. So this is the die we're using, this one right here. Isn't it fantastic? And the Season's Greetings, which is a beautifully shaped stamp which fits directly into the die cut. I've got one here, so I've already gone and cut out a piece of cherry cobbler, which we're going to mat at the back there. So let's go ahead and stamp in cherry cobbler. directly onto the die cut. You can stamp and then die cut. I just find it easier with this one to go ahead and stamp it first. So fingers crossed that when I'm making a video it goes perfect. Oh, I made a little bit of a mistake there because I touched the top of it with my ink, but I had gone and already stamped one, but you can see it does actually stamp perfect. It was just my my error there. For the sake of the video, we will go ahead with the one I'd already gone ahead and done. So I'm going to grab some Tombow and pop that on. So just going to have a little bit of the cherry cobbler poking out from the top and the side here. Oh, come back here. Right. Come on, you can do this. Once again, when you're using green glue, it gets sticky. So, right. So just want that little bit of colour popping up. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. So you can see I've also got some little vellum pieces on here, and I cut these out using the dies from the Festive Friends dies. They've got these really neat little stars and shapes and snowflakes and things, and we have vellum back in our Stampin Up family again, thankfully. So we are I'm going to pop some of these on here. I've already gone ahead and die cut them, and I just love having these back in our collection for Stampin Up because I love vellum. I've always loved vellum, and I was so sad to see it go. Let's go ahead and pop these on here. I'm going to use my black dimensionals because I don't use them very often, and this is a dark card, so let's go ahead and use them. Okay, pop those away. There we go. Just going to put that closer to the top than not. That looks good. Now our little let's just pop these on here. Now I'm going to put them on with a little piece of Tombow, a little dab of Tombow. You won't actually see it because it will dry clear. You don't need much, just a little bit. And let's put this one up here. So using the two different dies from another set is actually a good way to use up all your dies and things. So that on there, like you can see, I'm only using a tiny little bit. Obviously you don't have to put you don't have to die cut these. If you have some silver foil, that would look fantastic as well, if you have some. But I just was so happy that we had vellum back, I had to use it. And I'll put another little bit here, here, just randomly placing them, and then another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's enough. That's enough. That's all we need. Right. And goes without saying, the Rhinestone Basic Jewels, they are a must. And they, I think, fit this perfectly. I really do. Use whatever size you like. Just popping them on the inside of these little... Oh, that one got away, didn't it? Didn't have quite enough glue on it, obviously. A little bit more. So I've put a dimension on, I mean a rhinestone on there, won't see anything else. Whoops. There we go. Here's our card base. Fold that in half. And obviously you're going to need a piece of white for the inside, a wisp of white. Sorry, basic white for the inside. I always use, whenever I'm using the white, I always use the thick basic white, always. Whether I'm doing inserts or the actual card. And black dimensionals on the back. You can see 2 sides to every piece of card. I actually started doing this one in advance, but I didn't make a very good job of it, so I turned the cardstock over and used the other side. But as every good crafter knows, there's 2 sides to every piece of paper. And pop that on, and I cut the top piece just a tiny bit smaller than the front of the card, just so it's got a really tight small border right around the outside there. I think that's about right. That's perfect. And there you have it. A really easy card made using the traditional labels stamp set and dies from the Festive Friends. I hope you enjoyed that video and that you'll continue to watch the 5 weeks of Christmas. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and please contact me if you have any questions. Bye now.